All right, so we checked our doors and we know we have that information. Now, let's move on. Let's do a quantity takeoff. A door schedule, right? It only makes sense. Cool. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and select only the doors in this model and isolate them with Shift H. Or you can also choose a button here, set this one, I think. Let me do it that way so you learn as well. So I don't have selected. It's important to click in an empty space so you unselect everything. Then click on IFC door, and then we click to select them. We have them selected, and now we go and press on this button and should isolate them. Perfect. Cool. Now the next thing, I think it might have been difficult to see it, so let me do it one more time because I think it's my face there. So again, unselect everything, click on door, click on this cursor. We have only the doors, and now press on this button right here, set element visibility. And there we go. Now I have the doors. Cool. Now we go back to our collaboration, quality and coordination tab. And then we have to use this spreadsheet import export. And you can also save templates. This is quite useful. So you can save a template for door schedules, window schedules, wall schedules, interior walls, exterior walls, whatever. Load from memory means that we use the current model. You can, of course, load multiple, I think, or another IFC model outside from here. Then what we are going to do, by default, the first time when we do this, we will open in the web UI, and this is the best because it will help us to tweak the spreadsheet or the report that we take before we take it to CSV or an Excel file. And yeah, because it takes one extra step to do it in outside, right? It's much easier. You see quicker the feedback and you can move on quicker. All right, cool. How do we do that? Well, first and foremost, actually I can have, for now, I can show everything. So we have this, right? We have to use a search group. We want to say like, what do we look for? And in this case, I will choose class by default, which is by default, and I will use IFC door, which we already know, right? And now when you press on select, we will see that we get this, only the doors, right? We don't get everything because that's what we need right now. So now I will isolate again, but so you know that we can use these queries here. They are extremely, extremely powerful. Cool. Now here in the CSV attribute, here add CSV attribute, what we are going to do here, I'm going to click one, and this are doing two things. Here is the query in the model, in Bonsai, that we choose the file, which elements we choose, like, or each piece of, not each element, which piece of information we go for. And here is how the column title will be. So what we are going to get as output. Here is the input, which information we want, and here is how we call it in our spreadsheet. So do we need class? Well, I don't care about the class. We know it's an IFC door, so I don't care about that. It's not so important. I will go here in the information tab, and we see like, what do we need? We need a predefined type. We have only those. We don't have any gates or stuff like that. So I don't think so. So we need a name. That's the first thing we need, right? We don't need global IDs. So let's do that. We can disable that by going here and excluding global ID. You need global ID if you want, like this is extremely powerful because you can also import information if you modify it and it will be updated in your model. Extremely, extremely powerful. But you shouldn't do that before you learn how it works. And in the beginning, I don't want to see many global IDs because they are not useful. Like I'm thinking that this is going to be just output, right? And here you can also choose in the end, like I keep it as a web for the beginning and then you can choose it as a XLSX or CSV, whatever you want, right? But for now, I'll keep it as it is. Cool. So no global ID. And also here we can load in and save our presets. So that's what I'm going to do at the end. I'm going to share that with you. Okay, so we are looking for name. This comes from the attribute and we call this name. And let's see how this looks. But let's add something more. Let's add also type name. type. Let's add also overall height. And call it height. And also let's add overall width and call it width. And then let's press on that button and we get our table. Okay, starts to look like something. It looks like the type is exactly the same thing. No, it's not the same. Yeah, because the name itself, maybe we don't need it because it's unique, but we see in this case there are multiple, right? So these types, or no? Yeah, like this is not useful, right? This information right here, because it's the same kind of, it's the similar name, just that it has, like it says that there are more of them. So we don't need that, we need the type. So I will remove the name itself, because that type name, it helps us to group things and so on. Cool. Now, talking about grouping, there are a few things here. We can sort this by ascending or descending. So I want to have that option, and also to group things. I mentioned group, right? I don't want to see that so many of them. Maybe if you want that, you can leave it as it is. Otherwise, you can fix it in Excel, however you want. But I would like to apply grouping because I prefer something like this, right? I prefer something like this. I prefer to see a name, but there is a problem. I don't see how many of them, because when you have the name, you also want to know how many this kind of doors we have, right? That's the next thing. So the query to put here is count. And we do this, and then we see, oh, 1, 1, 1. Oh yeah, because I'm taking it by type. That's true. Huh. Ah, okay, yeah. I understand. I have to use this object type, not the type name, okay? It's the attribute here, but not in the type. Okay, makes sense. So instead of type name, we have to use object type. So now we should get something different. Huh? Not really. Is count not working? Object type ascending, and group. Let's not group in, then let's see a bit how does this look. Maybe it's because I have to use sum here at count. And let's group this back. So I'll group this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, makes sense. So now maybe you want to have count at the beginning, or then as the second one, you have these arrows here. You can move them here, and now we can see that indeed we have this kind of door, and how many of them. If you don't want this decimal, then we have another option here called more advanced. It's round. So here we see the value. This is the query for value, and we want to round this up. I'm going to use a round, and we open a parenthesis. I close it. I have to have a comma, and I think it was 1. So let's see. No. Two. No. Of course, I apply it to, it's 1, correct, actually, yeah. I am applying it to the wrong thing, because I moved up the count, right? So let me just put this back, and now should work. Yeah. So only 1 we have to use there. So it's good to know, like you have this kind of doors, and they have that and so on. The same here, like where do we want to round this up? well, maybe let's say 2 decimals. And in that case, we have to put 0.1, and it will show something like this. But if we want, yeah, do we want 2 decimals? No, I think it's okay as it is. But if you want 2, then you put 0.01. So let me show you the difference. So you see it like this, yeah. Yeah, I think maybe it's okay to have it with 2, but I don't know. You let me know what you think. It's okay. It's okay. Good. So we got that. What else do we need? Do we need something else from here? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we need operation type. That's important as well. And we might also need, let's take also a pset so we know how that works. But first, let's take also the operation type. We want to know which swing and so on. And operation type. We want to sort, to be able to sort by this and also to group by this. And now we should get to see a bit different. And that means that these 8 doors that we had before, we see that 4 of them are swing left and 4 of them are swing right. Okay? So the grouping is stacking. First applies this one and then this one. So quite neat, I would say. And then let's do also for the property set. So you also learn how to do that as a query. And then we can wrap it up. Yeah, let's take the is external stuff, right? Okay, so to access that, we have to type in the property set name. So in this case, pset underscore door common external. We can have it like that, ascend, and do you want to group by that? Let's say yes. And now, oh yeah, here is external, because in the first part I accessed only the custom, the pset, but without the property. So that's how you access the property. You put first the property set name dot and the property, and after that how you want to show in your spreadsheet. And there we go. We have 2 with this, so this doesn't vary. So only this actually, this type of doors are external and the rest of them are not. So we have that option. You can also search here. This is quite cool. Let's say that you are searching for doors with 800, then you get this works live. Okay, so this is extremely cool, I would say. So let's say that this is our door schedule that we are good to order from a supplier. Now let's say I want to save this. Save, and I will do this in downloads, and I will save this door schedule. And I will save it. Cool. Now let's say I want to export this into CSV. You can do XLX, whatever you want, okay? I will do CSV because it works easier to open it on my Mac. I do that, and now you see that this button right here has changed to export IFC to CSV. I choose that. I will have it in downloads, and I will call it door schedule, okay? And I got it. And now I should get it here. Door schedule CSV, you see it? I open it and it looks like this. Let me make it larger. Yeah, 200 is too much. Yeah, so there you go. That's how you get started. That's how you get started doing quantity takeoffs with Bonsai. And like I said, if you want to include the global ID, you can modify things. Like if you don't like these names, if you want to change something, then you can do that.